Okay. Well, have you
Aw.
met Carmi, Eve? Do you guys know one
No,
another?
not officially. Hello, nice to
Okay.
officially meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Oh my
I've
gosh,
heard
this is
all
so
about you. I think funny story is I think you used to run like a boot camp, right? Like a macro boot camp?
Sort of, but would it have been for clients or for coaches?
I want to say it might have, oh my goodness. I don't know because when I was coming into the scene in 2020, starting my journey, I was a former beach body gal and was getting burnt out and kind of questioning everything, saying this can't be it. These little
Yeah.
cups and measuring things and only 1,200 calories can't be it. And I was going down the Instagram rabbit hole, and I think I might have stumbled upon your account and Amber Brusicki's account. And I think, and it was a macro like mentorship boot camp for coaches. And I was like, oh, I'm not a coach. So I ended up doing hers, but like I was still like following all
Uh-huh.
the things. And I was like, oh, okay. And then your name popped up at the first year of RCS. I wasn't able to make it, but I did get the recordings and I was like, oh, it's her.
Well, Eve,
That's
you've
so
been in
funny.
you've been in the space for a very, very long time. Actually, let's intro and let's get into this,
Oh, yeah.
Carmi, if you don't
Let's do
mind.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Cycle, redefining weight loss, health, and mom life. And today we have Eve Guzman, and I'm going to let Dao go ahead and intro her.
Yeah. Well, I met Eve, I don't know how long ago now. So this is like a full circle moment here because I was on your podcast, Eve. But Eve, so you are a scientist, you are a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur, a nutrition coach, and now a mentor to coaches. You've coached over 30,000
Oh no,
women,
we lost
and
her.
you have
We've been
this
having so many
macro
tech issues
mentorship
with Dal as
certification
well.
program.
That's
Did we all just get kicked out?
no,
Or did
just
I
you,
get
babe.
kicked out? Okay, so if I get kicked out, I'll come back in. You guys just resume. I don't know what's happening on my end. So let's just continue.
Okay.
All right. We're back after some technical difficulties. So, Eve, you are such an inspiration on all fronts to us, seriously. So, if you don't mind, we would love to hear about your personal journey, and I want you to share that because it's incredible and amazing. So,
True. There's
yeah,
so much
I
though. Sometimes
know.
it keeps compounding. So sometimes I'm like, I don't really know where to start.
From
But
the beginning. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
when you were, I don't know, 5. No.
maybe we'll start at like 8.
Okay.
No, I mean honestly, when I was 8 years old, I think I was probably pretty close to like 115 pounds, definitely over 100 pounds. I kind of remember a cutoff looking at like class photos, which were like more popular, I think, back then because we printed more things off. A lot of our kids have more like digital, like
Oh yeah.
yearly photos, but you could see like this really like crystal clear change from like my second grade photo to my third grade photo, my face, my body. So I know like chronologically, that's when I started to identify being like an overweight kid. So by the time I was in the fifth grade, I probably weighed 40, 50 pounds more than all of the other girls. I remember doing like those physical, like fitness tests for gym where you had to do, or maybe it's PE now, but it was like push ups, run the mile, do the like hanging test and do the pull ups, all the things.
Mhm.
Failed everything. I had like a 22-minute mile. I was the last kid, I was the chunkiest kid. And by the time I was in high school, thank God it was the 90s, but I was wearing big, baggy boys' clothes, men's clothes. By the time I was 16, I was over 200 pounds. So everything was around food. I was always like the smart girl with the pretty face, but she could stand to lose some weight. So I buried myself in like education and studying, and I did do things like class secretary, treasurer, Rotary Club, like all of these different things. But it was all just education, education. And then behind the sidelines, I was kind of like everything was like emotions with food, loneliness with food. So it was like food and me being really, really smart. And then I got to the point when I was in my 20s, before I had my daughter, I was 220 pounds. And I was told by my doctor, you need to lose weight. You have high blood pressure. You got to do something about it. And then I get pregnant. So I ended up being close to 300 pounds, 5'1", getting my first couple of degrees in like molecular biology, biochemistry. And I was wearing size 24 clothes in my 20s. All the other girls wearing the cute stuff and the little crop tops and all the cute things to wear out. And I just felt like this like really smart fat girl. But I was cute, okay? I still was cute.
You still
You're like, my
is.
face
You
was still popping.
Like the face card will never decline, okay?
Right?
I just never, yeah, never.
You're like, when
That
in
will never
doubt, lean
change.
in.
So
Yeah.
if anything, I have the face and I have the brains, you know?
And the
And I
hair.
was just, yeah, and the hair. And I was just like, God, I'm just so overweight. And like everybody's buying cool things to go out. You know, people had their fake IDs, you know, going into the clubs and stuff. And I would go into dressing rooms and try on like 20 pairs of like the elastic waist, like pull on jeans. And it was the biggest size they had. I was wearing all like women's, like grown women clothes, like middle age, 50 plus. Everything looked like
Sears.
corporate, yes, Sears plus whatever that line was, pretty plus. I was like way past. But I was wearing like I was like in my 20s wearing like 50-year-old women clothing, and no offense to anybody listening, but like it was just fucked up. It
That's
was
tough
so
on the
fucked
ego.
up.
That's hard on the ego, especially with
Yeah, and I'm
comparison with
like,
your peers.
and I was always hiding, and I was like, I know science. At that time, I was a year away from becoming a board certified medical laboratory scientist. And I'm like, I need to
Wow.
be able to lose weight. Like, what? This has to be science. I was doing all the meal plans, special K diet, liquid diet, slim fast, just drinking protein shakes and eating apples all day. But then I couldn't keep up with it because then obviously I would fall off and then eat a bunch of bullshit because I was hungry by 6 o'clock like everybody else. And I was like, man, like, what if I just create my own plan and I just eat what I want to eat, figure out the calories in, the calories out. This is pre macro tracking, because this was like 15 plus years ago. And I just started making my own meal plan. And the thing that changed everything for me was facing what I was eating, looking at all the bullshit I was eating, buying, snacking, eating double cheeseburgers and Philly cheesesteaks, like hiding in my car, eating them in between class. And I just started documenting everything by paper, notepad, Macro Spurs, MyFitnessPal. None of that stuff, you know, existed. And I did all of that. And I lost 120 pounds in 16 months, just
Wow.
tracking my
Yeah.
food. And it started off with, okay, how much of the stuff I like can I actually eat in whatever amount of calories I was eating? Let's say 1,400, 1,500, whatever. And then it would become, but I'm still hungry. All my calories are gone at 4. What do I do? So then
Yeah.
I'm replacing like potato chips with like fruits and vegetables. I'm getting away from like fried proteins to like, let me bake it. Air fryer didn't come out yet.
And
We're so spoiled, our generation.
you did it. You did it all old school.
The hard way. I tell people now, it is so much easier to lose weight than you think. We've got
Yes.
all these cool protein sources, like multiple options for drinks, for snacks. They're labeled in a way most of the time where you know what to eat. But I had to do it the hard way, paper and pen, disgusting baked chicken, broccoli, microwave, whatever. And so I replaced my calorie plan that I was doing with whatever I wanted. And I slowly moved to whole foods because I didn't grow up eating the things that I'm eating. All of the things that we're helping people learn how to eat, they tell us nowadays, I don't like that shit. Neither did I, but like it is a transition. And so I slowly did that and lost 120 pounds in 16 months, kept it off for like 4 months, and then got pregnant again.
Mm.
And then
Oh, your body was like, I'm ready. Let's go.
Wrapped
my
up.
body was like, oh, you think you're cute now? Fuck that. I went from a
Plot
size
twist.
24 down to an 8, I believe, at that time.
Wow.
And then I had my son, gained only 35 pounds that time. The first pregnancy, I gained like 85 pounds. Gained 35 pounds. I lost it all in 10 weeks, just going back to what I was eating before. No aggressive dieting. Like my body just remembered, hey, this is what we were before. You ate enough to gain the weight. And then I ended up losing all of that weight. And then about 3 years after that, I was like, well, what if I like go a little bit further and meet like the half my mark, half my body weight goal? And that came from seeing all of the People magazines that were like half my size issues, all the women holding the pants up and saying, oh my God, it's like twice my body. And I'm like, well, like if I lost all the other weight, like what's another 30 pounds to actually get to my goal? Because I think at that point I was like maybe 165 pounds, which everybody around me was like, you're too small, you're too tiny.
I
It's
hate
gone too
that.
far. I'm
Oh,
five,
yeah. Yeah.
165 pounds is still a little heavy.
Yep.
And I was like, what if I just, do that and actually put on some muscle? So I would save up those magazines. I would like read them, idolize the people in them. I still have a bunch of them. And I was like, well, what if I just try to do that? So I created my Instagram account and I just started showing everything I was eating, everything I was doing. And I would I would hashtag the post, half my size, half her size. I would tag People magazine. Nobody fucking cared. Nobody was looking.
Yeah, you were shooting your shot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
3 likes, 7 likes, show my little jump rope, show that I'm like walking at the Y, showing the stuff that I was eating that everybody else thought was gross. And then I lost the weight. I lost all the weight by 2015 or 2014. And then People magazine reached out and said, we've been watching you for 6, 7 months. We really like your story. Want to interview you to see if you'll be in the magazine, if you'll end up on the cover, top whatever 20 people or something that was in the magazine. Maybe it was 15. And then through a series of going through a lot of interviews with them, I ended up in their magazine in the January issue 2015. And that changed everything for me. People were reaching out saying, help me, help me, help me. So I started sharing my story more, showing more detail. And then I decided to kind of just take a leap of faith. And I told my boss, hey, it's been really cool managing these laboratories. And I had a lab that I was managing. We literally built from the ground up, working as a contract research scientist in genetic toxicology for Eli Lilly. And I said, hey, I can either quit or change my replacement, take my microscope home, do a lot of my gene tox work there, and work part-time, or that's kind of it. I think I'm just going to be a nutritionist. And
It fits. I
I had like
love
2
it.
more clients. I didn't hardly have any clients. And they were like, well, we don't have another senior scientist, so I guess you're getting what you want.
Oh my
So
God, that is so awesome. You knew what you brought to the table and you said it's this or this, take it or leave it. I
Yeah.
love it. Talk
while
about
crying, I'm going to be
Oh, yeah.
honest, I was crying in my boss's office because I loved my job.
Yeah.
My team was amazing. I mean, this was the second lab that we had built from the ground up because I had built another one in Arizona. And he was like, so you think you're going to be famous? I'm like, maybe. I don't
This
know.
you're like, I don't know.
yes.
I'm manifesting this right now.
And then everybody at my job saw the issue come out and they were like, what have you been doing on the side? Like, you're like Superman. You got like the day office job with the glasses and they were
You're like,
like, well, they were like, damn, like you have a whole nother like life. And literally that was just how it happened. Eventually that laboratory was bought out by LabCorp. I told them I didn't want to stay. I didn't want to relocate. it just only led to me just going higher and higher up in management, getting more responsibilities, more boring shit, 10, 12-hour days, managing huge teams. The work we did was amazing, but I just didn't see myself doing that. And I walked away from it all. And then I became a nutrition coach. I've been a business mentor since 2016. And life has been pretty good. Becoming the first millionaire in my family has been
Wow,
incredible. Well, the first
congratulations.
and probably the only.
Okay, baddie, I see you.
But that is the story.
That's amazing. So
Wow.
actually, one question and one thing I want to circle back and touch on that I really want the audience to really understand is you said that you made slow changes, because I think as women, the hardest thing that we struggle with is a lot of women want to come and overhaul everything all at once. And that's where the overwhelm comes. And I'll speak for myself in my own journey, where you try to change and hijack everything and it just becomes too much. So you were like, okay, let's start here. Let's actually identify the problem, and like thinking like an exact scientist, like, okay, so let's get the data first. Okay, here's the problem, and then let's make small little tweaks. And I think that that's where a lot of women go wrong. So that's amazing that like you're just a straight OG. You're over there creating vision boards before vision boards became a thing, and then like you're over here manifesting. You're like, hey people, I'm shooting my shot, and here they are 6 years later. So that's amazing. Now my question to you: when you were pregnant with your second child, your son, were the habits still intact? I think I know the answer, but I just want to ask.
Yeah, they were. I did a really good job. I think I ran a mile or two every day up till
Okay.
7 months pregnant. I ate all of the same things essentially, but probably 500, 600 calories extra for a day, which,
Hmm.
you needed to build a
Yeah.
baby. And then, still kind
To
of
grow
like
life.
to build a baby. Yeah, to make life. And I'm still going back. You can tell I'm very analytical.
Yeah, that's okay.
But there would still be like pizza night, taco night, still eating out, like maybe 2, 3 meals out a week. In the back of my mind, I was kind of like, damn, what if I gain this weight back? Everybody's
Mm,
gonna say,
mhm.
she got fat again, because I literally felt like family and friends around me, as sad as this may sound, and someone probably needs to hear this, were waiting on me to fail. More
Yeah.
people than not were waiting on me to go, I knew it wouldn't work.
Family can be your worst critics,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah.
they don't
Because
hesitate to say anything to you.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
because
like
some our success, whether it is mental success, financial success,
Hmm.
wealth, aesthetic, when you're achieving that stuff, it mirror images to them
yes.
where they're lacking, where they failed, where they're like, I didn't
Yeah.
do what I want. And it's really uncomfortable for people. And the easiest things to do are either not support you,
Hmm.
say nothing, which is still saying something, or
Yeah.
saying negative shit back, because they
Mhm.
kind of hope that you come back down to the
Yep.
level where they're
Yep.
at.
Yeah. It's
Misery loves
projection, right?
company.
Yeah, it's all projection. So Eve, like just going back a little bit, I mean, obviously with your background, you know nutrition data, you you have all those fundamentals down, you have that information. But what was food? Like you said, food you used for comfort. Did you also have to, like, I want to address like the inner work. Did you have to do a lot of the inner work? Like, were there things that were deeper or, outside of, okay, yeah, this is not how we ate in the family. This is the food that I was exposed to. So it just naturally happened that, you gained weight, right? You're eating high caloric food. Was there more? And is that something that you also addressed either, preceding or alongside your journey?
Yeah, there was definitely more. I don't think I went about it in like I don't know what to call it, like a professional way to work on it, or like
Hmm.
I got to sell book. But I did have to spend a lot of time like reflecting on, why do you want to make this choice? Okay, you just ate. Are you full? Do you want this? Do you need this? What will it do for your body? How will you feel after? How will you feel tomorrow? How will you feel in a week when you're weighing in, taking photos, and you've got this goal that you want to hit? Like, what is it actually doing? Are you just doing this to be comfortable? So I had to have a lot of like pausing moments for me. And I still ask myself that now, being in maintenance, because this has been like a huge maintenance journey for me because it took me, I mean, I've been dieting since I was 11. I was
Yeah.
secretly dieting, working out, restricting food, never successful since I was 11, 12 years old. My mom had no idea. I grew up learning how to diet, going to my mom's Weight Watchers classes, sit in the back where they would send all the kids to like hang out, play. We're climbing on the chairs, making forts. But in my head, I'm hearing all of that stuff. And so
Yes.
I heard all the tips, all the tricks, women saying, I don't feel worthy enough. My husband doesn't want to do this. I'm 11 and I'm just like soaking all of that in. My mom, didn't have any, childcare or somewhere to send me at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. So a lot of moms brought their kids, but I don't think they actually realized like how that kind of
It's over.
translated.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there was just a lot of like undoing like that diet culture and learning how to set goals that were for me and not what I thought society, friends,
Right.
family members. But it was a lot of reflection all the time of like, why are you making this choice? Like, why do you want this thing? And I realized I did a lot of things out of just being comfortable. Like it was just habit. Like when people are like, I always want something sweet after eating, a lot of that times it is habit because you feel comfortable and breaking a thing you always do feels weird.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does.
And
It have to fill the void. It's like when you're talking to somebody brand new and you guys stop talking and you're like, do I ask something? Do I say something to fill that quiet, weird space or do I just sit in it? I would do the same thing with food. And I'm like, I'm going to get a snack. And I'm like, what are you doing? But
yeah.
like I learned to pause.
Yeah, that's huge. And like I know for you now, obviously cheeseburgers aren't an issue because you're on a plant-based diet now, right? Like are you
No,
st- are you
plant-based diet is actually
Oh,
done.
it's out.
She's like, it's out.
No.
That update. I didn't see that update.
Yeah, I am one of those people that I don't do a big post of I'm going to do this thing. And it's one because I've been on social media for so long, but I also try to be really careful of people that copy the things that I do and don't know if it's right for their body. But I actually was plant-based for 10 months
Yeah.
and my lab work is what made me decide to go back to eating um animals. Look, animals. Uh,
Cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. So I actually was starting to become anemic. My
Oh.
hormone profile was looking like I was nearly in menopause. I really needed the high quality, like complete protein sources for me. I was losing muscle mass. My skin was becoming looser, which is already an issue when you lose 150 pounds.
Hmm.
But my hair was falling out. It was getting thin. My face was breaking out. I had hormonal acne. I literally like turned a corner at month 6. I did a post where I'm like, oh my God, it's going good. It's so great. And then literally my hormones shit the bed and I used data. So it said, bitch, you got to eat some meat. So I went back.
Bitch eating some meat. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Your
So
hormone said, moo, bitch.
Yeah. Right to the McDonald's drive-through.
we need to put that up as a reel.
I I had to. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. But you know
Literally.
what though? Your self-awareness around that, because there's so many people who have such conviction around certain things. They're like, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna do it hard. Cool. By all means. If that's where you're called to, by all means. But like you had like at least the no to like be like, this isn't right. Like there's something wrong with this. And you're like, okay, I gotta abandon ship. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was like literally the next day. Like it was really disgusting adding the meat back in. It was the texture, the smell. I won't even lie. I really miss being plant-based. It's just not for me. Like
Yeah.
maybe when I'm like 50, 60,
Mm.
but I'm like, I
Um,
felt like I would probably give it a go again, but just me, it just wasn't for me.
are
And
you able to
other
kind of
people,
Yeah.
integrate like a half and
Yeah.
half situation, like a hybrid situation for that?
I started that. It wasn't enough for me.
Oh,
Ah,
I do
okay.
interesting.
really well with high quality protein.
Is
Yeah.
that common for women, or is there like a condition for that, or like, or is it just
Yes.
it's just a one-off kind of situation for you?
So more common for women because when women are in that perimenopausal age, we're already starting to have declining
Mhm.
estrogen. And
Okay.
it literally made me do a nosedive because a lot of the plants, not the plants, but the protein sources that we eat our animals, it is more estrogenic. So I
Oh,
started
Okay.
losing the protein. It was actually down regulating my HPA axis. Like my body felt like it was under stress. And so it was starting to down regulate the amount of testosterone, progesterone, estrogen that I was creating. And I could feel it. I was sore after every workout. I couldn't recover. My joints hurt.
Wow.
My knees hurt. I was lifting like crazy, not putting on muscle. I was eating a ton and I was losing my muscle mass. Like I could see it when
Wow.
on my scans, I could see it physically. My skin was getting droopy. And I had only lost like 3 pounds through the entire process.
oh wow.
But
Wow.
like my body was just like, we need to get the nutrients back up. So it was the B12, it was the protein, it was everything.
Wow.
Everything.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
but you
Well, good
never
to
learn.
know.
No, right? I'm like, whoo, knowledge is
I
power. The
know.
more you know.
Meat, meat. No kidding. Okay. So,
I don't have a problem eating meat.
so something that you just touched on that I think that a lot of people would be interested in because it interests me too, and I think you and I talked about this, but the loose skin. Um, obviously losing any like
We're gonna lose her. It's all right. I'll take it.
did you
So,
have a lot.
oh wait, there she is.
No, I'm here. I'm here, girl. Yeah. So if you want to talk about the loose skin, how that made you feel, what have you done about that? Did you have a lot, like just for our audience?
So I've had a lot of loose skin, but I would say with the loose skin that I have, even being 5'1", I have definitely been blessed and spared in that area of having like large amounts of loose skin that people can physically see and know right away that I've lost an incredible amount of weight. People probably see my skin and think, oh, she might have lost 50, 60 pounds. But I lost a lot of weight. I am very short. When I gained weight, I became more wide and actually, kind of stomach
Yeah.
throwing outward type of look. But I had a lot of skin on my arms, my back, my stomach, and my legs. And in 2015 or 20? Yeah, in 2015, I did have a tummy tuck,
Okay.
skin only, no liposuction. And then I had my, what is it called? Oh, the muscle separation.
Oh,
The abdominal
recti
rectal.
diastasis.
Yeah.
Diastasis recti.
And I
Diastasis, yeah.
had that. So I set my ab muscles were separated. I had that repaired. And then they took about 5 pounds of skin off of my
Wow.
stomach that I could literally hold in my hands.
Oh.
But under snug shirts, tight jeans, it was so compressed. No one knew unless I basically was in a swimsuit. So I had that skin removed in 2015. And then in 2022, I had about 2 pounds of skin removed off of each thigh. So
Okay.
no liposuction, no cosmetic ads or anything
Yeah.
like that. Just, yeah. Yeah, because
Girl, transfer that to that.
I have a
Yeah.
booty, but it is mine. My butt
Oh,
is
yeah.
mine.
Yes. Loud and proud.
But
Okay. Yeah.
but I did have skin removed because it was bothering me. And
Yeah.
I literally would teach fitness classes and we would hold a plank and then my
Mhm.
skin is like slowly, being closed. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I know,
So
I
the
can
places
picture it.
that I still have it that drive me nuts are probably like my lower back, and then under my arms, there's like definitely skin. But that's why I
Yeah.
lift weights, so that that skin does become a little bit more full with muscle. And so a lot of people don't notice till they see the stretch marks. But for people that are like, I don't want to lose the weight and have the excess skin, I'm like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Life is so much better losing the weight and
Mhm.
having the excess skin. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree for
And then
sure.
save up your pennies and go get the skin removal surgery if you can. I mean, you did the work. Why not reward yourself? By all means. Like,
Why
you're
not?
feeling good and
Yeah.
confident. Like, let's take it to the next level. You earned it. Shit.
Yeah, yeah, and lifting, right? Obviously, we want to lift for all sorts of reasons, but that definitely does help with the loose skin as well. I know it's something like that I'm kind of self-conscious about too with my arms, but like you, genetically like gifted in the sense that there isn't really that I don't really have a lot of loose skin. Um, but yeah, that's and now you know what just happened? I totally lost my train of thought because I was going somewhere with this and transitioning. Oh, I was going to say, yes, this is something that you and I talked about when someone has so much weight to lose and you know you hear all of this on social media. It's like do this and you should be exercising and you need to lift and you need to lift. For you and I know for me as well, we didn't start off with any exercise, right? Like for you, what did that look like? Like for you, was it just nutrition until you also lost a certain amount of weight before you were able to do that? And you know, is that a decision that you made intentionally?
Yeah. So I started with nutrition only because I was afraid to work out in front of other people. Like
Right.
I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want a membership. And I just felt so large that I felt like I'm just going to maybe try walking more. And it wasn't even like, it was parking farther, taking the steps. But I did that until I lost like the first 15 pounds. And then I started doing like workout tapes and looking up YouTube videos at home. Bought a $5 jump rope from Walmart. I did Taibo tapes. I bought the little pink dumbbells. I basically hid in private, but I wasn't really lifting weights. It was mostly cardio. So when I
Right.
added activity, I did the wrong kind, but no one was promoting at that time on
Mm.
like Instagram and all of that. No one was really promoting like lift weights. It was more like a thing for men, and that you're going to get bulky, you're going to get big.
Mhm.
Women were not drinking protein shakes. We were just walking by them. But I started off
Walking by
with,
them, yeah.
I know, and then I did cardio, and it took me to like lift in at the Y or something. It took me a year and a half to get there.
Yeah.
And I would go in huge oversized clothes. And if there were like any men in the area, I did not want to use the machines. It was like me going at an hour that I know that hardly anybody was there. I was 160 pounds, like hiding from people because in my
That's wild.
mind, I felt
Yeah.
like I was
Yeah.
so big
'Cause that's
and
really not.
Yeah.
I
so
mean, I can identify with you. I'm 5 foot nothing. So it's the same. When you said you go this way, I go this way too. But I mean,
We all
160, like,
do.
yes, 160, we know, yes, that's probably too much on a 5 foot frame, but it's not obscenely large. But I think you still had that mindset where you're like, I'm still a big girl and you're still struggling with that like duality.
So
yeah.
when did that click for you? Like that whole seeing yourself and finally accepting that like, you know, where your mind catches up to or your body catches up to your mind, you know, like where oh, okay, yeah. When did that click for you? At what point?
2014.
2014.
2014.
When you lost that extra 35 pounds that you wanted to lose or
Uh, right when I started losing it. So I lost the last bit of the weight by getting more diligent with protein. That's when I started tracking macros before anybody really knew what they were, before they were talking about it. Like Lane Bryant and So He Fit were probably the only people 2014 that were really even
Mhm.
talking about macros. And then I started lifting weights, lost all of that weight, probably in 4 or 5 months to lose the last bit of weight. I mean, it came
Yeah.
off so quick because my protein went up, my fiber went up, my weight training. I mean, it just shrunk my body drastically. I got down to a size 2 by that summer. I was in People magazine by December. And then 18 months later, I did my first figure competition.
I've seen
Oh,
that. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I've seen you in those pictures. Wow. Wow. You went all the way.
I know, right? Good for you. Because I always say, I'm like,
Wow.
I have no
I
desire
told
to ever get on
you.
the stage.
I told you
I
she's an
love it for everybody
inspiration.
else but me.
Okay, so then let's transition into maintenance, because Carmi and I were talking about this, and I know like it's just the most underrated topic. Like it is not talked about enough. Women, I think a lot of women just live in two extremes, like either always constantly trying to lose weight, or just never really living in maintenance, right? Eating too much or trying to lose weight. And I know I've been there, you've been there, we've all been there. So let's talk about maintenance, because that's been a big thing for you lately. So I think it should be for everyone. So please enlighten us with your wisdom and the things that you've learned and how you have been successful with maintaining your fat loss, and just the success that you've had over these 15 years.
Yeah. So the one thing I think I'll start off by saying is, I don't remember the exact percentage, but I think it's something like the average lifetime of a woman, we spend more than 70% of our life trying to lose weight, which
Yeah.
is, if you think about it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's whether you're Googling it, you're searching it, you're chat GPTing it, you're buying the shit, you're not eating the shit, you're on the plan, you're not following the plan. But like, at least mindset,
Yes.
anywhere
Yeah.
from want it to doing it is like, I think it's like 74% of our life, which is like nuts. And even after I competed, I started gaining weight because I was trying to keep my calories low. I wanted to stay stage lean. I didn't really want to fully do what then was a reverse diet. And I started gaining weight because my hormones were just like shitting the bed. Which is where we end up seeing a lot of women that we help in that same category of like, they're not eating much, but now they're gaining weight after years of not really eating anything. And I got to the point where, I mean, I was dieting on and off and trying to lose this weight for 20 years. It became like my entire identity. It was like a part-time job that I wasn't getting paid for. And when I got there, I was like, well, what do I do now? I was like, what do I even do? Like, where's the dangling carrot? I was so used to chasing, that I had to really switch it to, okay, now do the thing that 80% of people can't do, and that's keep it off. So I've spent like nearly the last 8 years, give or take 5 pounds, at maintenance. I'm usually almost always working on body recomposition. Um, like, I would love to maybe lose like 8 to 10 pounds of fat, but I'm happy.
Yeah, because you know what it takes to lose that 8 to 10 pounds, right? Like,
Not even just what it takes, but what it takes to maintain it is, I mean, because that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, how far do I want to take this? Because I like the flexibility of where I'm living at right now. Like, is it worth
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Like,
yeah,
to have the abs that I have, like, the
Like, it
yeah.
maintenance
was cool. I got it. It lives forever on a picture. You're good.
Yeah, it's on a
Seriously.
picture. I've got the trophies, I've got the medals. Like, that was me, but like, but
She's like, I want my cheeseburger. Okay, I want
yeah,
my.
I mean, I'm at a place where I'm
I'm
like, I want to build and create as much long lasting muscle as possible. Cause after 35, like, we're slowly losing a little bit every year. And I want it for longevity. I want muscle so I can eat as much as I want. I look better when I have muscle. It keeps my skin looking good. I look younger than what I am because of the muscle creating collagen, insulin sensitivity. Like, my blood work is amazing because of how I take care of myself in maintenance.
Now, do you have periods
Um,
of time where you struggle being in maintenance? Because I know that for some women, that's probably the hardest thing. Because again, like you said, there's no dangling carrot. There's no aesthetic reward at the end of that. Like, it's just, you're there. Like for me, I have to bring my clients to like some kind of terms where we have to refocus away from aesthetics and okay, let's work on your power, let's work on your strength, let's work on something else. Like let's find something bigger than the body goals right now because that's tabled. We'll come back to that later. Like, what can we do right now? Like, do you ever still struggle? I know you've been kind of in that maintenance period for 8 years. Like, what does that look like for you?
So for me, it will toggle between two things. I usually have to set a goal of, do I want to work on getting stronger, or do I want to work on, okay, eating as much as I'm eating, but just looking better because of the way that I train. And I think a lot of women that have that last 5 pound goal don't really realize that if they clean up their diet and eat more whole foods at the calories that they're consuming, and then actually train harder, not more cardio, but like
Yeah.
lifting heavy, really focusing on intent, focusing on tempo, all of those things. A lot of women will look how they want to look. But if I'm starting to like slip, I can tell how my clothes fit, how they look. Like it may only be 2 or 3 pounds up on the scale, but I'm someone, my
Yeah.
body composition will change faster than what the scale
Yeah.
says. Cause most of the time for me, it's the same. And
Right.
so I don't weigh myself a ton, sometimes once, maybe twice a week. But
Yeah.
if I see it drifting, that's my like key to, okay, you're kind of slipping away in maintenance. Maybe you need to like focus more on what you're eating, whip out the food scale, or your like rice and bread portions drifting away. But I
Right.
really focus more on how I look and how strong I am.
Exactly. So you have like a buffer. Like I know for me too, I have a bit of a buffer. It used to be a little bit higher. It's definitely not anymore. So do you track still? Or are you've been doing it for so long now that you're comfortable and confident with just like eyeballing it for you in
Most of the time,
maintenance?
I don't track unless
Okay.
I start feeling like I'm slipping, because I did start slipping on my protein being high enough. So I'm making sure I'm eating at least 125,
Right.
130 grams of protein a day. It'll go as high as like 140 or 150 just by me eyeballing it. I mean, I love protein. Like I love food. I'm a foodie.
Oh yeah.
No, cause same.
And I'm like, did you put a little bit too much on my plate? I'll whip out the scale and I'll check. But 70% of the year, I'm not tracking my macros. But I earned
Okay.
this because I've been tracking
Yes.
forever.
Boom.
Right.
For
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
like easy is earned. I know how to maintain my weight. Like I think it was last month, I traveled for 16 days, 2 different trips, no gym, every single meal was out. I mean,
Mhm.
every meal, came back from both trips exact same weight. But
Because you kind
that's
of knew how to
because
navigate around it.
yeah, that's
Wow.
because I've earned it. Some women will say, like, I can't believe you did that. I come back and I restrict. Oh, I can't believe you're eating that. You guys should see the DMs I get. I'm like, bitch,
Really?
mind your
Yeah.
That's,
because
I
it's
had
like,
somebody call me a liar that I'm dieting down at the high amount of calories that I'm dieting down at. And I'm like, but I have all the data. Like, how are you going to call me a liar? Like, this
Yeah.
is a culmination of 6 years of work in progress. Like,
mhm.
look
Yeah.
at my body composition. She's like, it's impossible. You're a liar. Okay, I'm a
Because
liar
people
then.
people just they don't want to hear it like you were talking about before. They don't want to see it, hear it, believe it because it's projection. They don't want to look in the mirror and say, and I get it. I've been there. I didn't want to do that either. I projected. I was a miserable bitch for years, right? So I get that. Nobody can come back and say, "Oh, that Tao, like let me give you some tea because I'm spilling it already."
You're like, I
So
know I was a bitch
I
and
know
wet.
I was a bitch. But yeah, like we don't want to look at ourselves and our own behaviors and take accountability and responsibility for our actions, right? And so people are going to come at you and they're going to try to bring you down and try to question you, and it's just like, okay, yeah, keep doing
Yeah,
you.
but
Like,
really what they should be doing is show me the way. Because we're
Yeah.
not magic unicorns.
yeah,
We've done
yes,
the
we
reps. We've
is
been at it.
okay.
I mean, yes, out in the outside world, I'm a magic unicorn, but like with my body and everything that I've built, like, no, I'm not a magic unicorn. And this is what I try to tell my clients. It's like, you're dumbfounded or in shock of where I'm at right now, but like we're working at getting you there too. But you got to let go of the timeline. You got to like
Yes.
manage your expectations, and you got to just stick with it for forever
Long
at some
enough,
type
and
of
then
like bare
forever.
minimum.
It's for,
Yeah.
yeah, that was my post yesterday. It's your lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
women want to start saying, you know, hormones when they get into their late 30s. I'm like, it's the lifestyle and it's the lack of muscle. They don't want to hear
Mhm.
it.
No, they
And
don't.
we're
Yeah.
on my TikTok all the time. People will say, "Ugh, is there anything that I can do for my midsection?" Yes, track your food.
You're like, what are you putting in your
Exactly.
mouth and how much of it? That's
And
what
I'm
you can
like,
do.
it's not supplements, it's not this, it's not a fat
It's
burner.
not the
Like,
cream,
track
Eve.
your,
There's not a cream.
And it's not the
like,
surgeries either. You can go get the surgeries and stuff, but if you're eating in a surplus, girl, that shit gonna come
yeah,
back. It's not like
yeah.
that's
You
not
coach a
your.
lot that have had surgery, and
Oh yeah.
then we're helping them again because they've gained weight back. It really is the lifestyle. And we're going to see that. I mean, I'll call it out now, but we're going to
Mhm.
see this majorly in the end of 2026. Also in 2027, a lot of people that are losing weight through surgeries and or weight loss drugs coming off
Yeah.
of them,
Mhm.
realizing that they didn't have the lifestyle when they were on those things that help them, and they're literally going to be doing the same work again. I mean, the
Yep.
end of
Yeah.
2026, you guys can tag me when it happens.
Eve,
It's going to be explosive.
I'm already seeing it with my clients. So I know a couple of my clients will swear on the fact that they are so happy that they had the foundations in place, and they will die on that hill, and they're fortunate because there comes a point where even if you're on the drug, like one of my clients was just telling me, she's like, I ate like half a pizza. If they want to eat in a surplus, you can still eat in a surplus. Like, hello, right? And
Yep.
like, and so I'm already definitely seeing it. So yes, call it out because it's happening. You still need to have all of those lifestyle
I mean, we've
habits
been
and
seeing it
just
happen. I
yeah,
have
but
a
it'll be
prospective client
more.
that
It's
hit me
gonna
in my DMs. Yeah. Well, because a lot of the the insurances are now making it more accessible, like bariatric surgeries, because I work for Kaiser, which is private. And so they make a lot of money off that. So they've become more like, here, just do this. And so I see all of them because they come in for their pre-op chest x-rays. And a lot of them really don't have a ton of weight to lose. Like if they just started instilling those foundational habits over time, they would probably get to where they want to be without the surgery. And, I actually was able to ask one, I said, hey, just curious, do they have you in like dietary classes? Do they have you working with a registered dietitian? Like, what does the setup look like for you post surgery? Because, I'm curious. I really want to know because for me as a coach, like, if this is what gets you the buy in, cool. But like, I want to also know that you're supported post surgery. And a lot of times they're not. It's just generic classes and stuff like that. And like, it breaks my heart because I already know you're going to come back later and have it like all come back. I mean, I had a prospective client in my DMs telling me they had the sleeve surgery 7 years ago, lost about 80 pounds, and now they're plus 50 and then gained another 30 back recently. And so now I'm working with her, to try to get her like at a baseline of like how to identify her food, her tracking, and all that stuff. And so I'm like, okay, go do this for about 2 weeks. Come back to me. We're going to circle back. And then we'll see, like, does this feel good for you? Like, or do you need more support? If you need more support, then let's get you signed on as a client. And she's like, okay,
and
cool. Thank you.
but not to mention like every time, and we know this because we've been through it, but each time you lose fat, weight, whatever, your ratio muscle loss to fat loss, right?
Oh,
And now
yeah.
you gain that. And I could never understood until it was explained to me that every time I gain that weight back, I'm like, why doesn't that outfit fit the same that it did when I was at that weight
Mhm.
previously, right? Because you're
Yep.
you're losing more muscle, and none of this stuff is being taught. Do you see that a lot too? I mean, you coach thousands, have and coach thousands of clients. So do you see that like happen? Are
Yeah,
women struggling with that? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So big things are when people lose a lot of weight. A lot of us who have lost 100 pounds plus, we do become a little bit more metabolically adapted.
Yeah.
It might be a little harder for us to lose weight when we go on a deficit. We might be a little bit more sensitive with like that weight maintenance zone, but like our body truly remembers every single diet and it wants payback when we gain weight back.
I know. And we gain it fast, right?
Yeah, you can gain it really fast because your body's like, let me get a little extra on you to make sure in case you decide to do this shit again, I've got some backup fat because it's thinking
It's
about
self-protecting.
yes, it's a survival thing. I mean, that our bodies weren't really designed to be dieting back and forth all of the time because we were really created in a way of like, if we're only like eating what we need and we're moving hunters, gatherers, all of that, like we're different. We're just different than like the first humans. It would be easier to maintain a body weight. Like we have like genetically over time adapted to this because, you know, you adapt with what your environment is. Every culture's like that, but just across the board for all humans. I mean, that's like what science has shown over time. Like we're adapting to everything. But the biggest things I'm seeing with clients that are on GLP-1s or people that have come off them and they came back to us is they said it was the buy-in, like you said, the buy-in, let me get in shape. And even I get excited as a coach. Great, you're going to be drinking more water, fiber, moving, and they're all pumped. But then the weight loss sometimes becomes so easy, so effortless. There's no food noise. Hunger goes down. They're like, but I'm already losing doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
A lot of times people fall off because it's like, it's working. And then when they come off the drug, they're like, I learned nothing.
Yeah. That's the heartbreaking part for us. Yeah. Because we're like, we know that inside track. They don't know it, but we see it happening. Like we already know.
They don't usually know till they're on the other side. And then it becomes a, damn, I wish I would have learned with the drug. And I mean, people stop the drug for various reasons. Some are just tired of it. They're tired of sticking themselves. Some of them are tired because there is no food noise and they're not really eating. Yeah, the money becomes expensive. They use it as like a boost, a jump start. I'm going to do 90 days. They're always like, I'm going to be the one that doesn't gain weight. I'm going to be the exception. I won't back. I'm stronger than that. That almost sounds like someone that's addicted. Like I can manage my addiction is.
If I just have just a little bump, I'll be okay.
Just one Easter egg.
That's what it sounds like. Just one. Like I just need a little bit. Like
a little something. I just need
a little something to take the edge off.
Yeah, a little something, something.
But I've also seen, I don't know, I watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I will admit it. I'm sorry. I watched some trash TV. And there's actually one of the girls who is actually having an abuse problem with it. She's very skinny. Yes. She finally like disclosed that she's having, and that's so heartbreaking because she's tall. She's so skinny. She's like a model. And like she's got that almost heroin chic look now where everything's protruding out and she can't stop. It's addicting to her because she's afraid of what's going to happen if she gets off of the drug. And I'm just like, I'm like, where's her DM? Let me send her a DM. I'll help you, boo.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's deeper. Yeah, it is. It's going to be very interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, before we move on to the next topic, you said you were a foodie, so I got to bring this up. Do you like mayo?
Yes.
Do you like mayo with your fries?
Oh, God damn it, Del. Fucking Del.
Okay. No, not really. But if it was like, have you ever had like mayonnaise and ketchup mixed up?
Yes, that's what I have. Mayo and ketchup and a fry.
That's me. I could do that. But I like French fries. I like to dip them in honey mustard. That's
okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Team Ranch over here.
Okay, but you heard Eve. She will have mayo and ketchup with her fries. So there you go.
Yesterday. I had it yesterday. I have the proof.
We have this ongoing debate where I'm like, you're just using a base of Thousand Island. Oh, let me see.
I saw that. See, she has receipts.
Yes. Oh, that's why
That's
you
awesome.
asked. That's why you asked, because you saw it on the stories. Oh. You set me up. Y'all just over there with bases
No.
1,000 islands. Stop it. Stop
It
fretting.
ain't. Oh my
But yeah,
gosh. Okay. Well, I win. So, well, moving on.
Wow, she wins. Okay. Not in the polls on our Instagram, guys. I am still superior on the polls on Instagram.
Okay. Anyways, all right. Well, we want to hear all about your baby, the Macro Mentorship Certification and all of it. So I know coaches will want to hear about this. So please, you have the floor.
cool. So it all came from me mentoring coaches back in 2016. So I started mentoring them when I was in an MLM with like a protein-based supplement company. And then once my business took off with one-on-one coaching in 2017, coaches were reaching out like, hey, can you teach me what you know? Can we get on a call? Can you like review my check-ins with me? Just be like a sounding board, help me adjust macros, try to set up reverse diets, all of that. And then in 2018, I reverse engineered the way that I coach, the way that I teach our like Gen Pop clients how to work with one-on-one coaching clients. And that's when Macro Mentorship was born. So since 2018 to now, we've had almost 1,800 coaches worldwide go through the certificate. It is a mentorship that is business coaching, nutrition education, and then it is a nationally backed nutrition certification. So we do everything: how to build your business from scratch, onboarding clients, pricing, creating programs, how to coach, adjustments, metabolic adaptation, client case studies. I mean, literally everything. But that's what macro mentorship is.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to learn. So like I know I've seen you talk about like do you teach like blood labs and stuff, how to read labs in your mentorship or no? Or is that something that you do?
That one, but in the functional nutrition coaching certification, we have two of them. So the
Okay.
one is like business, macros, nutrition, how to create a 6-figure coaching business. And then
Okay.
like the next level is like the labs, the hormones, how to order your own labs for clients, how to read, how to create functional plans. So hormones, blood chemistry, gut testing, basically everything I learned as a lab certified board scientist who has always done a lot of functional work. I've basically packaged that into a certificate.
Nice. And so
Oh, wow.
if they did that program and got your certificate, now it allows us to be able to go to like a LabCorp, write the labs that we need ordered for these clients and ship them off and go.
So you can just order them from your laptop, and then the test kit goes straight to the client's home.
Nice.
So that would be
Okay.
for the States though only, right? Like obviously Canadian here and things work completely differently. So
Stop reminding
um
us that you're in Canada, Dal. We already know, okay?
I mean
Just kidding.
I
My
mean
head coach My head coach, Heather, is Canadian, and we always do the Canadian jokes. We're like, never mind you, never mind you.
You're like, sit out. Sit in the corner for this part. This doesn't pertain to
We
you.
do have a couple of companies that will let us do some of the blood chemistry, the hormone testing, and then we have a company that will do the gut testing. Just a few select companies that we work with. But in states, pretty much
okay.
everywhere, except there are a couple restrictions on like New Jersey and then New York.
Very
Oh,
good. Very
okay.
cool.
Okay, yeah, because I'm always curious about that. So that's definitely good to know. Um, yeah, okay. So what else can you like what would you tell not just coaches, as just your Gen Pop person? Like oh, where could they start? Like what's your advice? Having gone through this yourself, there's the argument or debate that right now I'm in a aggressive fat loss phase. And the caveat being, and what I'm sharing with everyone is that if I had done this 4 years ago, it would look like any extreme type of diet program, right? Because there's a lot that you need to know going into it. You have to have the lifestyle habits, the foundations, systems in place, all of these things. But what would you say, like just someone kind of struggling, has done the yo-yo diets, just women like us? You know, we were in that place at one point, and I feel like people are very overwhelmed with the noise and very confused. And then couple that with, again, we talk about this a lot, is that your algorithm is then really it depends on what you're looking at, and then that's all that it's going to feed you, so you're not going to see anything different.
That's really good. I just had this discussion with my husband the other day. We'll sometimes compare each other's algorithms. We'll show
Yeah.
each other our Explore pages to see what it looks really
That's awesome.
interesting. So I would say to any woman that is starting, start with the nutrition, because the
Right.
number one reason why women fail any kind of plan is they're just doing way too much shit. They're focusing on water and steps and workouts and getting up
Right.
early and then making new foods, trying to get their kids to eat it, increasing fiber. They're bloated, they're constipated. It's just so much shit. So I would start with nutrition and layer things in. The reason I would start with nutrition is that is going to be the key to losing weight if the weight loss is the goal over anything, because your training should be consistent through any phase. Like, I'm lifting heavy as hell. If I was in a fat loss phase, I should still be doing that. If I'm in a bulk, I should be training the same way. If I'm in maintenance, I should be training the same way. Yes, my energy and strength will be a little bit different, but like the style, the frequency, it's pretty much going to be the same. Nutrition is where people are really fucking up. And they're not honest with themselves. And I would tell them, track every single thing they eat for at least 5 days.
Right.
Even if it's embarrassing, like gummy worms, extra tortilla chips, extra whatever chicken, whatever leftover that your kid didn't eat, but you're like, damn, I cooked it. I'm wasting money. Let me just eat one. Nobody's going to see it but you. But I think women, especially, really need to see what they're working with so they know what the true narrative is versus, I don't eat much. I don't eat that bad. This, it's not that much. That would probably be the foundation, because we do that with all of our clients. I would tell them, just track everything and then calculate what their maintenance calories should be. Then try that for a week. Eat 0.8 grams of protein per pound, maybe a little bit more, just depending on their weight. But that's what I would do. I wouldn't
Right.
change anything else. I would face your nutrition first.
Oh my gosh, I
It's
love
the
that. Yeah.
I mean,
Because
the
that's
beautiful thing about it is if you're honest about it, at least you're honest, you have the data in real time and you know where you can make the adjustments. And if you sit there and you lie about, well, I shouldn't say lie, but if you're not being just like fully disclosing about everything you're eating, like you don't know where to go from there.
Mhm.
yeah. And that advice is it's not common, because again, it's always accompanied by, you gotta strength train, you gotta strength train, you gotta do this. And it's just like, I know for me too, I just started with the quantity of my food, not the quality. I was still eating out of my pantry, I was still, you know, eating all those things. And so it was always quantity over quality. And then it's a natural progression with time. You will transition into quality, right? Like that will naturally happen if, again, you stick with it and drop the timeline.
I
So,
mean, that happened with Eve because it was, okay,
yeah,
this is
same
what I
thing.
like to eat. Oh, okay. Well, I'm blowing out my calories before 4. Where can I make adjustments? Okay. Oh, now I feel good. Okay, let's keep going with this. I mean, come on. Like you said, natural
Yeah,
progression.
It's just like Tetris. It's just like food Tetris.
yeah, it is. It really is. And did you also learn to make some of the foods that you grew up on that you really enjoy, like your own kind of cultural, familial foods? Did you eventually start preparing that in a way that obviously was healthier? Did you incorporate that? Or because I know you said broccoli, chicken, all of those things that we tend to feel like our diet should consist of. But yeah, what was, you were able to do that?
Yeah, I started incorporating those foods. Sometimes it would look like a smaller portion, or
Hmm.
can I use less butter? Can I use less oil? Can I make, let's say it calls for like 2 kinds of cheese. Can one be reduced fat? Can one be regular? Can I use almond milk, no sweetener versus fat, full fat cow milk? It just became a lot of swaps. And then it became, do I have to have some of these things that are more like special occasion or indulgent? Do I need them all the time? And then
Right.
it got to the
Yeah.
point that's the really rich versions of it. Like I didn't want it all the time because I just started, I would feel gross when I ate it. I would just
Yes.
feel sluggish, overweight. I
Yeah.
would feel like heartburn. My stomach would just be like in knots. And it would be all the extra fat, the cheese, the cream. Like I didn't need that stuff. But if I put the protein that I needed, the correct portion on my plate and ate that first, then I would always eat less of the other stuff because I was prioritizing the protein. So a lot of that stuff
That's
I
it.
don't crave as much.
That's it.
I
That
just don't.
yeah. That's an
What's your
excellent
favorite
tip.
cultural dish?
Yeah.
So mine is like definitely like a split because I'm literally mixed with everything.
You're a hybrid.
I am.
Hybrid.
So my mom is Macedonian, so our family
Yep.
on that side is like Greek, more Balkan kind of style foods. My dad is from the South. So everything is more southern, fried, rich.
Mm.
Everything is rich. So I didn't even really have much like baked chicken until I tried to lose weight in my 20s. Everything was fried.
Yeah.
Fried chicken, fried fish. It was completely different, changing the style of how I cooked it, but I would season everything the same. I would
Right.
season it the same. I really grew up with a lot of like fried meat and a lot of potatoes. And then we didn't
Yeah.
have much money. So it was like that's what
Yep.
made everybody, get full and everybody had enough to eat. Like we didn't have a lot of money. It was very simple. I don't even remember eating salads growing up. Like
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
just not it.
I know. Same here, girl.
Now I eat I mean, I love, you name it, I eat it. Like I love Middle Eastern food, Greek food, African food,
Yeah.
Caribbean food, Latin food. I mean, there's not
Indian.
everything, and I can cook it all too. Like I'm a
Oh.
badass in the kitchen, but I
Oh.
love everything. There's nothing that I won't eat. Like
That. Yeah.
I do.
See,
We eat everything.
so
Italian's probably my favorite, but I eat
but
anything.
that's a testament to like you can eat everything. It's a narratives that we tell ourselves. We really have to challenge those narratives saying I can't, right? Like this is how I've always eaten, this is how it's been prepped, and really challenge that and like okay, it is, but that doesn't mean you can't change that. That doesn't mean you can't step back and look at things differently. Again, it comes back to being honest with yourself and really challenging yourself on those narratives. And, like you, same thing. And as well as Carmen, we both make our cultural foods. We just make them in a healthier version, and that's it. And I want to be respectful of your time, but I do want to address one more thing.
Mhm.
So on one hand, obviously, if is this something that you also uh, mentor in your certification, but also on the other side of it, like the belief for many of us women, and I don't know if you had this, about prioritizing ourselves. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that is huge. So I would say probably 97% of the coaches that come through macro mentorship are women.
mhm,
Probably 70% of them have a child, if not multiple children. So we talk a lot about on the business side, like balancing their schedule, doing this for them. Some women are finding it hard to even just build a business as a nutrition coach and
mhm,
like balance all of the things and then be coaching women that feel guilty about wanting to work out, wanting to have time to go get steps after dinner versus let's sit and play and do these things. And then the balancing of mom needs to eat this because this is mom's goals. And then these are the things that my kids want to eat. We end
mhm.
up talking about that actually quite frequently. because women are really, really like, we're just ingrained to just do, say yes and go and say yes and take more. And then our capacity just diminishes and diminishes. And I think a lot of women feel guilty about getting healthy. And I like to challenge them back and go, hey, the time that you're spending, maybe a little money that you're spending extra to focus on your health and fitness, like, how is that going to change how you show up as a mom and do things better? You do happier. You become a better role model. Me losing weight has changed the way that my daughter grew up. Completely the way. She became an athlete. Both of our kids became an athlete. They eat everything in moderation. They don't have any weight problems. They'll pause and go, yeah, I had such and such out the other day. I'm just going to make something at home. Like, it's rubbed off on them. And I can't imagine me carrying my anxiety and unhappiness throughout their entire life because I didn't do this for me.
Oh my gosh, I feel that. I feel that.
I'm
And
raising
so
two
just
girls
going back
too,
to
so it's
when,
like that's near and dear to me because of everything that we watched, seeing growing up, and now they're seeing the opposite. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
it has.
I get to think about like when we travel and I can wear a bikini and whatever I want versus mom wasn't in the photos. She didn't want to do anything. I'm like, you go get in the water. I've got a towel, huge cover up on me. All of that would
Oh
have
my God,
been
girl.
story if I wouldn't have done this for me.
Yeah.
And then me going, oh my God, I missed out on doing that. I
Oh,
mean, I would get in the with huge t-shirts on at one point, like t-shirts on top of my swimsuit.
I would wear the
Now,
cover up.
now
yeah,
you're just
like
like,
now
bam, I'm here, bitches.
I'm out.
She's like a scene from the movie where she's taking it off slow-mo and then she's glistening and glowing and she's like, yeah, you see me. I see you looking at me,
It's
looking at
so
you.
different. I mean, it ends up being for your kids too.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't think
No
that
kidding.
people really understand the amount of like just empowerment that comes from within when you actually start taking care of yourself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So what did you tell yourself then? Because all of us, we have young kids going on these journeys. So what did you tell yourself at that time when you did have young kids and you were going through all of this? Like, how did you say, sorry, what was that?
I said, I didn't want to be the fat, unhappy mom. I wanted to be the cool, happy mom. I mean, like,
good.
it rubs off. It rubs off. My kids would have been completely different. It would have been different. Their lifestyle would have been reflective of how I raised them because my parents did the best that they could, but it was reflective of how I grew up. It changes them. And so it's better for them.
Yeah, that hits hard with me. I find it like I'll talk about it, but I find it difficult. Like sometimes I can get very emotional because it changes. I see it every day. Like mine are 9 and 5, and it's just completely changed the trajectory of their lives as well as mine, right? Like the whole pool
You show up
thing,
differently.
and
You show up better.
you're
like present. You don't think, you're not living in your head, because that's the same way with me. Like I used to like fear vacations because I'm like, oh, we always do summertime vacations. I don't want to do it. Like, and then like the stress of trying to figure out outfits and bathing suits that like I could try to show up in. Now it's like, let's go. Throw it in the bag. Let's go.
Yeah. And so why I'm all about like, fuck it. If you want to do it for aesthetics, do it for aesthetics, because I've always done it for aesthetics. That will always be one of my reasons. It's just not the only reason. Right. And so, yeah. So, I mean, like that. So when we're talking about bikinis and talking about being at the pool, like there is an element of aesthetics about it because we want to feel good, look good. But we also know we're coming from a place of like, we do train, we are trying to build muscle, we are trying to be strong. So it's not just looking small per se, right? Yeah. So, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know, Carmi, did you have anything else to add?
No, just any closing thoughts for our audience, Eve?
Literally all the things that people sit there and scroll and watch and envy other people. Like the time that you're wasting doing that, you could be doing those things for yourself. And I think a lot of people just need to take more action and stop watching. Like anything you
Yeah.
want, you can have. Anything,
Yep.
anything. It's
Well,
completely possible. All the things that I have is because I saw it and I'm like, maybe I should just try to go after it and get it.
yeah.
And it's all happened. So like, why not?
Like, why
Girl,
not
you're
you?
living proof. Yeah, you are living proof. Yeah, you gotta get it, right? You gotta do the hard thing now so it's easy later. Isn't some saying like that? I don't know.
Trying to get all Aristotle on us.
Probably not even the right philosopher.
Probably not, but that's the only philosopher that came to mind in that moment. I don't know. Socrates.
Yes.
Some
I'm not
stoic
I'm
saying.
not as smart as Eve, okay? We already established that yesterday with my degrees. I'm not a scientist. I don't have multiple degrees. I went through X-ray school, got my associates. I know both.
Carmi, we're SMRT. Okay.
Yeah. We're not smart. We're just smart. Smart. And the squirrels entered the room, guys.
All right.
All right.
All right. Where can Eve? Obviously, I know you have a podcast for coaches, which is great. I do listen to it. So where can people find you, coaches and Gen Pop, or just our audience alike? Yeah, if you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram pretty much every day because I do like it. I know people are like, I hate it. I do like it. I do like being on Instagram.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to admit it. I do.
But
You guys
didn't you?
can find me.
Yeah. Sorry.
What
Go
was
ahead.
that?
I was gonna say, didn't you do like a detox from it at some
I
point?
did.
Right? You did.
When I did it. I did it for when I built the second certification.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
like, I'm gonna cut that out, and then I went and built something.
Yeah. Well, there you
So
go. See, you
it
were
was a good
productive.
trade-off. Yeah. So you guys can find me there at Eve Guzman Official, and then you can find me on our website at themacrouniversity.com.
And I will make sure I link that all in the show notes for all of you guys to make it so easy, lower the barrier of entry to find her.
Exactly.
That was so coachy of me.
I was going to say, if you enjoyed, but I'll retract and I'll be like, since you enjoyed the show, please love, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Eve. Again, we so appreciate it. All right.
You're
bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.